Hello, everyone. This is Michael Jones with the Rayden Chronicles channel. I have 7 subscribers. I'm pretty much just talking out into the ether and anybody that stops by and wants to hear. Similar to if you were walking in the woods and a bird was chirping, and for a second you were like, man, that's a pretty little tune he's singing, and then you didn't think anything else of it. That's me. So this is my vlog, my daily chat, where I just come up here and spew out, talk about things I'm proud of, that I'm having trouble with, that I'm struggling with. I tend to complain a little bit more than I praise and have gratitude, like most human beings. I pretty much have like a low self-confidence problem, and right now I'm having issues with whether I want to stay in the video business or not. I often feel like I'm ahead of the game sometimes, and then I feel sometimes like I'm so far ahead of the game. I can't talk. So far ahead of the game that I'm just misunderstood. Like, for instance, I was trying to promote and do the 360 virtual tours and houses before Matterport even came out, and everybody, all the realtors I went to was like, oh no, we don't like, what is this? And I was like, it's a 3D picture and you can rotate it. You can take a picture in the room and you can rotate it around, and you have, you know, you can see, you know, what Matterport is, 3D rooms, like 3D goggle type things. And then, Lord behold, a few years later, Matterport comes out, and it's the talk of the town. It's the cat's pajamas. Everybody's doing it. Back in, Jesus, 2000, had to be 2009-ish, 2000 maybe 8-ish. I know what house I was living in, so that's how I'm tagging down the right year. By the way, my car is on FSD right now. It's on full self-driving, so it drives by itself. It's just a Tesla Model 3, and that's why I'm not driving, but I am paying full attention to the road. Even though my head's like tilted towards the camera, I'm still looking at the road and you. So, but yeah, I'm having trouble deciding about the video business, or maybe just going back and try to get a job somewhere. Because, man, I tell you, I'm 48. Oh, I didn't tell you. Yeah, let me finish that. So back in 2009, 2008, whatever, I basically came up with the whole delivery dash, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all that stuff. I used to have a video of me saying I'm going to start one, and mine was called Grocery Boy. That's what it was, groceryboy.com. Matter of fact, I bought the domain. I'm sure the domain is expired now, but I bought the domain groceryboy.com, and I made a video saying I was going to launch this company called groceryboy.com, where you just go get stuff like, you know, like for elderly people or people who can get out of the house. And then now it's just worked into, you know, everybody's lazy that wants a Big Mac. They just order on Uber Eats and it's delivered to your door, and they're like, yeah, just throw the bag in here and I'll eat it. I don't even need any napkins. Just give me the bag and I'll use the bag as my napkin. So that's the kind of people we're dealing with. But just for instance, like, so now, you know, I'm doing video work. I'm definitely not ahead of the game in the video work. You know, I always talk about Philip Benz. And no, I'm not like obsessed with Philip Benz. I just know, I know what's going on. And Philip Benz, Kyle Tyndall, those guys are pretty incredible as far as their work. I don't talk about Kyle that much. It's just I don't see his work. I don't know if the algorithm on Facebook or whatever doesn't happen or whatever, but I see Philip's work more. So, again, Philip's the guy in Greenville. He has a video business, and he does basically what I do, except he just does it way better. And he's a better business guy, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach, Philip. Not you, but it makes me sick to my stomach that I'm 10 years older than you, and I'm failing at all of it, and you're killing it. You came, so Philip was in a wedding. I've said this before. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but damn it, I am. So Philip came from the wedding industry. Been killing in the wedding industry for like 10, 15 years, right? Like one of the top ones in the state, probably. So he just decided, like, he was tired of weddings as well, because I decided that kind of 2024 too with a heart attack. And he just decided, like, I'm gonna step over to the commercial realm now and start doing social media for, content for businesses. Like, I'm not gonna tell you how much he told me he makes, but it's a lot. I don't even know. Let me see if I add it up a year. Let me see what he does. I carry over to 2 to 1 minus 4, hold to 3, do to 1, the 2 times. Yeah, it's a lot. That's exactly how much he came up to. I just did the math on it. It's a lot of math numbers that equal up. And it makes me sick because I'm in this industry and I can't get shit to happen. I'm talking to people who have businesses who are just comfortable at, letting that business stay right where it's at. They don't want to grow it. Or not only do they not want to grow it, but they're having trouble keeping it, maintaining it. Like the work, like they're working, but they're just able to keep everything right here. Like they got enough workers, and that's not a bad thing. That's not nothing I'm like clowning on. I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of workers that I have, or not workers. That's the kind of clients I get that I'm trying to work with that I don't know how to work with. I feel like half the time I'm chasing the clients, or half the time I'm trying to, come up with something for the clients to prove myself. And it makes me sick because I don't think I should have to prove myself because all my work's out there. But I'm telling you, I get tired of trying to market. I get tired of all that stuff. I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I just want to say, fuck it all, and go and just weld again or something. But then I think about welding, and I think about, man, how hot is it welding? I don't want to weld, and Jesus Christ, like, man, it's gonna be in the summer, welding helmet, the clothes, like, it's so miserable. I mean, and granted, if I go do, videography stuff, or if I did a wedding in the summertime, it's just as miserable. But, I'm not held to a clock, like 8 to 5. So that's my problem, is that structure, again, as I mentioned before. And with YouTube out there, and it's, all these platforms, you think, like, man, you could go out there and just find a course or somebody that just tells you exactly what you need to do here, as far as, like, how to get a video business, how to do this, how to get a video business and get consistent clients, what the pitch is. But then if you go look for that, then you have 40 billion scam artists in the front that's paid all this money to get up in your sponsors. And then you gotta weed through all these people who telling you, like, oh yeah, I do exactly that right there. And then you come to find out, like, nah, you charge $8,000 and you really don't do shit. You just kind of make us think, like, oh, if you do this, it's gonna work. And then when it doesn't work, you're just like, oh, you didn't do it hard enough. But you think there would be somebody out there that just made a channel on YouTube that just says, you know what, like, I'm cutting through all the BS, and this is, I wish there are people that do that, but it's all lies. But I'm cutting through all the BS, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, not, what not to do. Because, I mean, dude, I could use a course on that. I could use a course on what to do and what not to do, especially when it comes to pitching clients and how to get them convinced. Sometimes I think, and this may be obvious to other people, but sometimes I think about it, and I'm just like, you know what, damn it, like, how do I convince these people that I can do this? And then, somewhere in the back of my head, it starts, like, talking, and I'm thinking, well, if you did it yourself, then, like, what's up? You could do it. You could say, well, I did it, here's what I did, and I did it myself, and I could just start doing everything that I'm telling them to do myself and grow the business. But all that myself, it doesn't pay the business. Like, it doesn't pay for me to do that. Like, just to get out there and try to be a social media or content creator or social media creator. I don't know how that would pay, and then, if I did a video myself and got good at that, then why not just continue with that? Why would I want to work for other companies? But I don't know how to do that either. Like, I don't know how to become a content creator. That's why I got 7 fucking subscribers right now. Because nobody cares about this shit. It's the same way in the world. Nobody cares about talking about this, about, you know, the psychology of the mind, why we do this, why we stick to habits. Like, I got a huge guilt because, like, I just can't stop certain habits, like going to Starbucks or having little kratom shots through the day that, you know, get my day energized and make me feel a little better. I can't stop any of that just because I want to be happy, because all this noise is in my head all the time. I was talking with Kit earlier. He was saying, oh, you know, you're not looking to feel good or get high by doing that. You're just trying to quiet all this noise down. A neurodivergent person is what I've learned I am today. I had no idea what a neurodivergent person was, but evidently it's me to a T. His description was. So, you know, a week or two ago, I was talking about trying to slow down in talking and, you know, pronouncing things better. And look at me now. I'm talking 1,000,000 miles an hour. Just habits, man. Habits are so damn strong. Habits are so strong. I don't know how to break them. And I've read so many books, they all blend together. Like when I go to read, like the books I read are just so similar. As soon as I see them, I'm just like, oh, I know what this book is. Sorry, wiping the camera off there. Kind of smudgy. But I see them and I'm just like, man, I know what this is, I know what it says, I know what this guy's gonna do. So I like the self-help books. Just I have a tough time with them all. You know, like I wish I could get a book about sales or something, how to get through sales. But no, there's 75 books out there that suck, that you have to get through, that all the people recommend. And there's probably one book out there hidden off in an eclectic corner somewhere that would help a lot. I watched Chris Doe until I'm sick of him. I watched Alex Hormozy until I'm sick of him. I've been watching Gary Vaynerchuk. I about fucking hate him. Just because he's up there all the time just talking about make content, make content, make content, make content. But like, I don't understand Gary's drive. Like, Gary's drive is, it seems like he makes things happen. You know, like he'll put a bunch of money into some kind of little thing, and then he'll tell all his rich friends about it. And then they all go put their money in that thing, which makes it grow big, which makes him correct. It was, you know, and then they go, oh, he's a prophet. Like, no, he just made that and then called all his friends and told them that it, or just didn't clue in that it was his or whatever. He had ties to it. And he told them that was going to be a huge thing. They need to invest in it. And they go, okay, well, he's usually right. Then they invest in it. And then he goes, oh, see, I told you I was right. I told you. They're like, yeah, well, you just created that, which is genius. I love it. But it's kind of, to get out there and just be like, well, create content all the time, create content all the time. I mean, I guess he's creating content all the time. I don't think that's making him the money, though. I don't think that's keeping him relevant. He's staying relevant because he's dealing with the rich people, the rich crowds with huge amounts of money. Like, I don't know, like, from my standpoint, from a videographer standpoint, what would I do to create content every day? Like, I struggle to get up here and talk 15 minutes, and I know nobody's watching. I'm just literally talking out into the ether. I'm literally talking out into the ether. I get up here and just talk about my dentures, my teeth being pulled, my trust issues with my wife, my struggles in work, my accomplishments in work, when I have them, and struggles in just getting along in human psychology and being so alone on this planet that I'm like, don't feel like I'm from here, and it's just a pretty lonely existence to be me. And then I'm trying to navigate through this business, and I feel like all the clients are the same people that are in the world that don't get me, and I get them, but I don't get them. And I can't figure out how to navigate here smoothly. Like, why can't I have, or let me ask that question better. How come I can't do what Philip Benz is doing over there? Like, he's just a boy. He's just a kid. He's 30. I think he's 36, 30. I don't know how old he is. But to me, he's kind of a kid. He would have been like, when I was in high school, he'd have been like in 7th grade. So And that's no downplay on Philip. I'm just pointing out to myself the frustration between an older man, me, 48, you would think could do a much better job at this industry, like the video business industry. And not only does that just make me feel like a complete loser, but the fact that he was doing wedding videography in 2023 and then in 2024, he just said, you know what, I'm not doing wedding videography either. I'm going to come over there in the sector of business and social media content for businesses, and I'm going to do that and see how that works. And then he's making lots of money, and I am struggling every month to make money. But also, too, my struggles come from freaking not knowing how to budget. I can't stop my crazy spending. I buy Starbucks every day, 4 or 5 times a day. I do little creative shots for $16 a shot. I do those daily. I just need everything taken away from me. I don't know any other way to do it. Like, I really don't. I don't know what it is. If I'm left with the money and I have time, which all I have is time during the day, then I sit at the house, I start feeling unmotivated. Then I start feeling like, well, I'll just go grab a creative shot, give me a little quick buzz of energy, and then I'll start working. And I work, and then I'll work until I'm just like, man, I've done this all week. I've made videos all week. Facebook hadn't showed any views. I've put this stuff out there. Nobody's even seeing them. So, like, if I could see that they were getting views, then I would just be like, okay, well, constant social media content out every day. That way people are seeing me all the time. But then Facebook will show my videos because they have it's not a scam, it's their business, but they have it where if you have a business, then they cut your views off on Facebook. Then you have to pay to have people see your video. So it's basically, they kind of just like advertise like, hey, here's Facebook, and then you got to pay kind of like you would for a commercial on older television. So you're still paying for people to see it. They hold the funnel back. So I just and I've ran ads before, like on Facebook, and honestly, like I would challenge anyone to come show me or prove me wrong that they work, because I've ran them before and like they don't work. They work in the sense of if it tells you, and it's all in your goal if you're trying to convert customers or get lead generations or anything like that. If you do lead generations or get customers, the only thing you're going to get is spam in Facebook. No matter how much you pay, the only thing you're going to get is complete spam for complete robots and all of those type things. The robo, little what are they called? Bots, I guess. That's all you're going to get. You're just going to get stuff from out of the country, out of state, foreign stuff. From Venezuela, people are going to be hitting you up trying to get you to sign up. All you're going to get from lead generations in Facebook. No legitimate leads will you ever get from a Facebook ad. You can't run ads to get Facebook leads. Or lead generations. They tell you that, and they do. Like, they do let it. You will get all those leads. None of them are actual real leads. It's a joke. None of them are actually real leads. None of them are actually like real. They're just all bots. So you can't say like, well, Facebook, you're not doing it, because they are doing it. And then, as far as like paying for ads, if you're gonna pay that much, you got to know they're converting or getting customers over. So if they're saying they're going to show 35,000 people, they will show 35,000 people. I'm guessing they show you up there that your ad's seen 35,000 people. But it never increases the business. It never increases the pipeline. It never brings any more people through the door. It never brings any more people through the email. It never alarms any people that you're having any video stuff. So it's almost flat out pointless to post on Facebook if you have a business. If you have a personal page, you can try to advertise your business from there, but Facebook's algorithm is going to catch it to see if it's a business, a product or a service, and they're going to lock it down. So the video world is really getting complicated. And I also saw a guy yesterday, he's a TikTok influencer, or I guess content creator, and he was like saying, look, in 2 years, people who use cameras or cameras in general, your phones, your DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, like, they're going to be completely gone. There'll be a small sect of people who still operate with physical cameras and stuff. Everything else is going to get done through AI, he says. Sora, the AI image video creator or whatever, he said it's going to take over everything, And the people who are going to have the talent, the people who's going to have the skill set that's going to win the game are the people who knows how to prompt ChatGPT, who knows how to write prompts. That's who's going to win. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get in a niche. It seems like I'm ahead of the game, but then when I try to go commit to something, it's always right behind where it falls off. I always get it right there. Just like I went and got my CompTIA certification with computers, and it was just right behind the computer industry, just dominoing, falling down, and I was just on that wave right behind it. Right behind it. So I gotta change something. I gotta get somebody to get me some damn help, or if somebody up here sees this video and says, like, I can help that dude, you hit me up in the comments, because I'm all about getting some help. All right, I'm all about making myself better. But I'm getting pissed off and I'm getting frustrated about doing this, because, damn it, I work hard, I try hard, I'm open-minded, I'm always trying to do something. Like relaxing, laying down, napping, sitting around, watching TV drives me nuts. But to get along in the world and the environment I'm in, I have to do some of that. But no, it's all painful. I can't stand any of it. I want to be working and hustling all the time. And there's nobody around here that does it. Nobody. I need to find a person that does that. No dude I know works like I do, or wants to work like I want to work. So, I don't know what's up. A lot of bitching, a lot of frustration, a lot of complaining, a lot of whining, whatever. It's my channel, it's my damn vlog. This is for me. Kids, if you're watching this 20 years from now and I'm dead, I had a bad day today. Today sucked, and I'm getting pissed off because I can't seem to maneuver through this shit. So if you're having a day where you feel like this, it's all right. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. Tomorrow's going to be different. You sleep on it at night. Go meditate. It'll all become clear. We'll get this shit. I love you. Peace.